Thanks so much for joining me for the session of Dr. Plotzker's Mind. New Year, and I don't think I am overextended, but I am over opinioned that I need a little bit of a break a little sooner than I thought I would need a break. It's been a rough start. By now, I kind of figured out what everybody stands for. It would be nice to open my news feed and not have the Donald's picture or anything about the Donald in it. I think I kind of have a grasp of what he stands for. As I log on to Twitter, not that anybody should log on to Twitter, my feed is dominated by the news of the war in the Middle East. By now, I know who is marching with their fist in the air, uh, chant, uh, shouting slogans for the disappearance of Israel. I also have a pretty good idea of who is responding to that and what they say when they respond to that. It doesn't change much from day to day now that the conflict is 3 months uh, in its duration. There just isn't anything particularly novel about it. When I go on to Facebook, there are some dear people on Facebook, the old friends that I'm glad to reconnect with. But I've kind of figured out uh, whose messages are going to be woke or at least irritating to me. I know who is going to be traveling to warmer places because they're always traveling to warm places. Who is greeting the new month? Who is cooking a special dinner? I happen to like special dinners. And I must say, it is not particularly novel. It is not particularly interactive. Uh, as I get a little bit of senior loneliness, the thing that alleviates it is, in fact, interactive. Twitter, Facebook, even Reddit can't do that. I find the interaction, interestingly enough, at Kiddush, though I must say I'm a bit shuled out. I'm with the uh, daily news of the conflict and the predictability of its respondents. Not only am I shuled out and a bit organizationed out, I'm kind of approaching Jude out and like I need to take a Shabbos off, or at least do something different on Shabbos. Now, the interaction, as I look back on it, was the highlight of my career. That what doctors do is interview people in the office, uh, on the hospital wards, and it's more often than not patients who you allow to tell their story because you need their story and because their story is actually interesting. Patients expect a response when they tell you something, And while I try to listen, it is the response that they find gratifying, so it's never withheld. I have people who work at the hospital who are part of the pageant. I have residents. I have consultants. There's an exchange of minds there that the screen just cannot capture, no matter how sophisticated it is. It's very hard to duplicate that. I'm convinced that screens don't. Influencers who exclude me don't. And I've encountered uh, a fair amount of what I would call rejection um, that I did not anticipate from places I did not anticipate. But it's a new year, and if interaction is the way to go, I will just have to downplay things that are the illusion of interaction. The social media sites hire people who study how to make people think they are engaged, when in fact it's the illusion of engaged. Even I am becoming a little bit of a degenerate on this. After I get my coffee and turn on the screen, what do? I go sequentially through Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, and my email to see who has responded to me that I didn't know about when I went to sleep the night before. I really shouldn't be doing that. Um, and with a little um, determination, I think I can replace that with better things. Thanks so much for sharing this episode of Dr. Plotzker's Mind.